I now call the meeting to order. The time is 1:06. And please be advised that the meeting is being recorded. A quorum is present with members Worthy and Veneman absent. Is there any public comment?
No public comment tonight.
Being no public comment, we will move into closed session. Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for being here on your wonderful Thursday, but just think you get to go home early and have dinner, right? This is our meeting, I'll call it to order, of the Valley Center-Pauma Unified School District Board of Trustees, and the time is 2 o'clock. And the meeting is being recorded, and a quorum is present with members Worthy and Benneman absent. We'll stand with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have Jameson lead us.
All right, right hand over your heart, ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, approval of agenda additions, deletions, and corrections. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Since there's two of us. Any discussion?
Approval of agenda, right?
Right? Yep, and then
We're
we go
slow.
into that.
It's only 1 o'clock.
Oh.
So on our agenda,
Oh, yeah.
you showed me a mistake where we put Orange Glen instead of Oak Glen
Got it.
when we look at the school report, so we'll just change that on the agenda at
Okay.
a later time.
Okay, that's the consent agenda.
Yeah, it's under
Oh,
5.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna do that here. That's good. It's
Okay.
under, yeah, 5K.
5K.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, any further discussion? Being none, Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye.
I would like to note that it has already been corrected.
Oh.
She caught it before we printed
Oh,
your form
okay.
out. So, good job,
Got it.
Nancy.
We can't have Orange Glen, it's Oak Glen. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I knew Norma was gonna be.
Wrong district. So reporting out of closed session, actions to report. In closed session, the board took action to non-renew the contract of specific temporary certified employees identified by their employee number. All of these employees have been previously notified that their contracts were not renewed for the 2025-2026 school year. This action was taken pursuant to the requirement of Ed Code 44954, and the roll call vote was 3 ayes and 0 nays. Member Worthy and Benneman absent. Also in closed session, a motion by Member Caputo, seconded by Member Kolb Senior. The board unanimously voted to enter into a settlement agreement with the VCPUSD retired employee Lee Dick for her claim related to a decision by CalPERS to retroactively disallow retirement credit for a portion of her counselor stipend from May 2014 through June 2022. This action by CalPERS reduced Ms. Dick's monthly retirement by $133. The district's attempt to assist Ms. Dick in her dispute with CalPERS was unsuccessful. With a desire to make Ms. Dick's whole and avoid costly litigation, the district has agreed to make a total lump sum payment to Ms. Dick in the amount of $25,000, consisting of 3 installment payments of $8,333 in 2025, 2026, and 2027. In consideration for the settlement, Ms. Dick agrees to forever waive and release the district from any claim related to her CalPERS retirement benefit. And the roll call vote was 3 ayes, 0 noes. Ms. Worthy and Benjamin were absent, so yay for Lee. Request to address the board.
We don't have any this afternoon.
Being none this afternoon, we will move into the next portion, and this is the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for that? And that's where that was correct.
President Stroh, I was responsible for reviewing this month's purchase orders. My questions have been addressed. I move to approve the consent agenda, including the updated personnel lists.
Okay, thank you. And a second? And any further discussion? Okay, let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye. Member, maybe I need to say Member Worthy and Benjamin absent every time. Do I need to say that? It was addressed? Okay, okay. Okay, so Superintendent's Division approval of the global adoption of revised board policies. Superintendent's report.
Okay, I'll start out with my report, and then I'll turn it over at that point to Mark. Oh, no. Wait, this is really kind of a crazy time to, in fact, I'm gonna take that picture back one. So, we have spent, we being the cabinet, have spent about a year and a half process of going through and redoing all of our board policies and regulations to update each and every one of them. Going through this process was quite enlightening. We broke it up based pretty much on your departments. Mark, Mr. Hellwood oversaw a certain area, Mr. Blimo, and then, of course, Michael, and then myself. With that, each one of the board policies was probably looked at 2 or 3 different times by different people within the cabinet. A lot of the board policies really didn't need to be changed, but we didn't want to have some of them that were adopted in 1998 and then never re-looked at by this board. So we wanted to bring them up all current. There were some of them that we had changes to, but for the most part, as we went through those, we feel pretty solid that that's the direction that this board would be looking at. There's probably how many pages do you think that is? It is a lot of pages. So one of the things you might want to do as a board is just kind of, I'm going to look at one section and maybe someone else is going to look at another section instead of us, and this is the first read. We would hope to vote on it the second read in August, which is about a month and a half. So if we do want to break them up by areas so that not every board member is trying to read every one of them, we can do that and help you with that. And then you would also know who was in charge of that area in case you want to call them and say exactly what does this mean, any questions like that. So I'll help President Stroh and we'll work through that. Oh, that was quite a long process, and we'll be glad when we get to August and we have all updated board policies. So, and then of course we'll have to start right away because every month, or actually every 3 months, we get a list of board policies that have been changed. So it'll be an ongoing process. All right, now back to what I wanted to start with, which is the fun here. We had a great time as we started to round out the school year. This happened right before the school year, the kind of final part. This was a classified shadow day. In working with conjunction with our CSEA and their president, Christine Stolik, they had received a grant that kind of promoted this day. So a lot of the administrators, especially cabinet level, but even site level, and our board members got a chance to go out and shadow 1 or 2 or more of our classified workers. I would say that everybody had a great time. I think our classified employees enjoyed being able to show board members and us what they do during the day. A lot of times we don't see what they do because it's kind of behind the scenes, but without that we wouldn't have the great district that we do have. So here's a couple of pictures of different jobs alikes going. I would say that in the middle of the bottom section that Stephanie there needs to bend her knees just a little bit. I think OSHA would not be happy with your form on the raking, but job well done. The leaves did all get raked up, whether you had the right form or not. But a lot of fun. I think our people really enjoyed it. That afternoon on Friday at the end of the week, we did get together for kind of some hors d'oeuvres and just sitting around exchanging different stories and talking about our classified employees. So this is something that I don't believe we'll get funding next year for, but something that we'll continue to do as a district because I think it gives us a great opportunity to get out there. And I think the board members enjoyed it.
I thought it was great. I went to the Lizards, and boy, that was a great experience just to see what they're doing, working with kids. Great.
This is our retirement class of 2025. We had a great time at Adams Park. You can see up there, those are all of our retirees that showed up that day. And most of them, I think, have worked their last day, except for Colleen, which is their last day is tomorrow. So we wanted to send them on with the best of wishes. Wanted to put the spotlight on our Valley Center Middle School and their landscaping awards. They received a second place and $475. Miracosta College Award for Best Presentation. They also received the San Diego Botanica Youth Award. And then also Johnson's Fleeting Flowers, which came with another $250 reward. So you can see there's some of our kids setting it up, and then in the far right is the final picture. Just good to see our kids. And they also had the livestock auction and sale, and I know our kids did really well. We just weren't able to get pictures for that yet. Here's the Lilac Lizards, the fifth graders getting ready to take on Mrs. Leoni in the middle school, so they're all excited and they can't wait to get there next year. We also have a graduation down at the Bobcats down there in Pauma, and they're eighth graders. Very well done event and ceremony, so congratulations, Sarah. It was beautiful, and you could just see how much pride the parents took in that afternoon. This is our Thundering Thunderhawks, and they're getting ready to become Jaguars. And here, once again, Leoni did a great job. About 230 or so, I think, eighth graders getting ready to tackle the high school. Beautiful day. And then here is our top 10. And you can see the valedictorians are in the middle. That's Elizabeth Kishi and Abigail Martinez. And then the rest of them listed there. Very impressive class of 2025 top 10. And then, of course, there's our graduation. That picture there just, I think, says it all about how crisp this ceremony was. Nicole did a great job. Everybody was on their cues. And if you look here how straight the line of students and the teachers are, very impressive. And the kids really had a great time. And truly, our high school staff comes out in huge numbers to support our kids at graduation night. And without their participation in it, I don't think our graduation ceremony would be quite what it is. So really want to thank our staff that comes out and helps us that night. And summer school is on its way. We got Mrs. McIntyre and Mrs. Carrillo doing the 2 summer schools. Our general education, we have about 541 students involved right now. Our migrant ed, we have 58 students. ESY is 60 students, and our EL Academy is 100. So if you do that math real quick, we have a little over 700 kids participating in summer school. And we are going to have the 4 weeks of the regular summer school, and then I think our ESY is on for 2 weeks, and then they'll come back for 2 more weeks towards the end of summer. And our EL group will be able to also have, they're in regular summer school, and then we'll have an EL Academy for 2 weeks at the end of summer school. So we're hoping for a lot of growth with our students over the summer. I've got to visit both the high school site, which has high school and middle school, and then also the elementary sites. And the kids that are there seem to be really enjoying it. You know, you would think that they're dragging themselves to summer school. For the most part, they love being there with their teachers and their friends. So lots of fun going on this summer, and so far it's stayed cool, but we don't expect that all the way through. With that, I'm going to now turn it over to Mr. Hellwood and Educational Services.
So the first item on your agenda for today is the VCPUSD ALCAP Federal Addendum. This is being presented to you tonight for your approval. This is a supplement to our overall LCAP, specifically outlining the allocation and projected allocation of federal funds to our district.
And then we'll just take a vote on that.
So we're, yeah. Do I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? And any discussion, questions, anything? Okay, being none, we'll vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye.
The next item, also related to our LCAP, but does not have a presentation, is just our local indicators. These are a required report to the state that we provide each year. It is made up of metrics that we're required to report out on, and then also reflection that we do as a district related to the implementation of curriculum and how we meet standards in our district. This is being provided as an informational item. There is no action required. And then following this meeting, it will be posted to the California Schools dashboard. Oops. And then the next item you have is following from our presentation on Monday of our LCAP. So I have no additional presentation at our public hearing. There were no new items presented. So the LCAP is being provided you tonight as was originally presented for your approval.
And do I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead.
And a second?
I'll second.
And we'll vote. Any further discussion? Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye.
Next up, I just have some updates regarding curriculum in our district as we move into the 25-26 school year. Our first item is something that was presented to the board, I think it was back in October, which was our district is engaged in a TK5 social studies curriculum pilot using a material from a group called Studies Weekly. So our district has gone through, yes, it does, October. We did have a pilot committee, and this was put into our classrooms. The feedback has been very, very, very positive from both the teachers who are using it, families, and then the students who, I know we've gotten a lot of feedback where they really do enjoy the periodical format. Teachers like the flexibility that comes with that. And the idea of using a consumable material that could be used in lots of different ways in a classroom outside of a traditional curriculum. So the pilot process has allowed us to review all of the content in full. So all of the parts of the curriculum have been reviewed either by myself, Mrs. McIntyre, and then with our pilot committee that was using it. The curriculum does meet all California history and social science standards and is recommended to our board as a first read for approval. So you will not take any action tonight. The curriculum will be available for public review, and then when we come back in August, you will take action then.
And Mark and I had a discussion before we brought this to the board. In a roundabout way, we kind of had a first read when we brought it as a pilot and we put them in the back. But we felt just with the transparency and everything, what would it matter if we waited until August to do the official adoption of it? And that would give anybody that has any concerns another 6 weeks to be able to take a look at that.
Thanks.
So next up, we also just have some updates. None of these are items that are going to be requiring any action tonight, but we just wanted to let the board know some of the curriculum work that will be moving forward. So for 25-26, we are going to be opening up some additional pilots in our district. The first one I'd like to review is at the high school level, where we will be piloting material for Algebra 1 geometry and Algebra 2. This came at the request of both our staff and our administration, who feels that this is a great opportunity, as we've done for the elementary level, to look at some new materials. And then working with our math team, the selection of the first curriculum to be piloted is called Open Up Mathematics, which we're really excited about, and some of our teachers have some experience with. So that'll be, there'll be some summer training there, and then that'll be our first pilot as we move into the beginning of next school year. At the middle school level, we are opening up a pilot for grades 6 through 8 in science. This has also been some work that we've been doing this year. Our middle school science team and pilot committee has met multiple times, kind of previewed lots of different options, and has settled on TCI Science as their first pilot. And then at the high school level, we just wanted to give you an update. You may remember that our high school language arts team has been in the process of piloting materials. And their request was to continue that pilot going into the next school year. So they piloted one curriculum. And then at the beginning of the next school year, they'll be piloting HMH, Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, I believe, as their second curriculum pilot. And then after all, as these pilots are moving forward, and then definitely at the end, we'll be bringing updates back to the board for further discussion and review.
Thank you.
And Mark, can I just clarify, the high school math is algebra, geometry, and algebra 2,
Correct.
right? Not the whole math department.
Correct, yes, just those three.
And we did have a great math presentation earlier in the year that the board heard and was very impressed with the algebra numbers. Those numbers continued to stay very high as far as pass rate.
Great.
With the idea of the retaking and seeing the material more than once, or
Great.
being able to prove they know the material more than
Huge.
once. That will continue even with the pilot in the algebra, geometry, and algebra 2, along with the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math. So,
Okay, good. Great. Okay, moving into business division, the approval of our 2025-2026 district budget. We heard on Monday. Do I have a motion? Okay, motion made by Kolb Senior. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, and any further discussion? It was a great presentation, thank you. Glad that's done, and we can move on. Yeah, a lot of work on that. Let's vote. Member Caputo,
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior, and Member Stroh votes aye. Approval of Resolution 2024-2025-24, Education Protection Account. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? Any further discussion? Being done, let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye. Approval of Resolution 2024-2025-21, 2024-2025-22, and 2024-2025-23 of the Governing Board acting as a legislative body for the CFD number 91-1, CFD number 2003-1, and CFD number 2019-1 to establish annual special taxes. Do I have a motion? And a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Being none, let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye. Human Resource Division, job descriptions and reclassifications. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? Any further discussion? Being none, let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye.
and can I just add something onto
Yes.
that? I want to thank Mr. Wiblimo and also our CSCA bargaining teams. What we've done over the last couple of years is tried to find and take a look at a handful of job classifications every year in our classified areas to make sure that the job descriptions match what the jobs actually are, and then also try to look at the pay and make sure that the pay is within, you know, the what the county is average or above. So we've the ones that we picked this year, and then each year we'll continue to pick those. And like I said, it's something we do outside of the negotiations, but it's something in order to try to keep our classified employees paid at or above the counties. So thank you,
Great.
Craig, for your work.
Thank you for that, on that, and thank you for your work, Craig. Okay, contract for grant writer, Dr. Robertson. And do you want to go into that, or do you want me to read
Sure, I was
this?
just going to make
Okay.
one comment before you guys voted.
Sure.
I think it's been about a year and a half now that we've paid Dr. Mel Robertson an hourly rate or a per diem rate to come in and help us with grants. And we just want to renew that. She really works on an as-needed basis, so when we have grants, she'll start helping us to write them. But I wanted to include that since we've started this, she's gotten or been able to secure $1.429 million worth of grant money for us. So, you know, in a time and budget and when we don't have the money to do the innovative things that we want to do, we don't have the funds necessarily to start those programs that we think are really going to benefit our kids, we have to chase after those kind of funds with this grant money. And the work that she's doing along with our principals and our ed service area has really been a benefit to our district. So I want to thank her for that, but then also explain to the board what she's been able to do for us for the last 1.5 to 2 years. So
That's
that's it.
great. Thank you. She's been super effective. Do I have a motion on this? And a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? I think it's wonderful. She's doing such a great job for us. Let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Resolution regarding teaching assignments for the 2025-2026 school year. Dr. Robinson, or no, Dr. Robin, no, it's not a doctor, it's Robin Marston. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? And any further discussion? Let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye. Resolution regarding teachers' assignment for the 2025-2026 school year for Laura Lee Beck. Do I have a motion? A second?
I'll second.
And any discussion? Let's vote. Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Resolution regarding teaching assignment for the 2025-2026 school year. Yvonne Archuleta. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? Second. Any discussion? Voting, Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Resolution regarding teaching assignment for the 2025-2026 school year for Satya Fluck. Do I? Okay. A second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Voting, Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Administrative contracts. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
A second? Any further discussion? Voting, Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Oral report summarizing recommendations for action for salary compensation for district executive employees. These matters are held in an open session at a regular meeting of the board in accordance with the Brown Act. Government Code Section 54953, subdivision C3 states that prior to taking the final action on executive compensation, the board must orally summarize the recommendation for final action on the salary, compensation, and/or fringe benefits that will be considered. On behalf of this board, I will provide a summary for the compensation provisions in the proposed contracts of all 4 district executive team members. After public comment, this board will consider and take action on each contract. Approval of employment contract for the following executive level employees of the district. Chief Business Officer Michael Avalos is hereby reemployed by the board as Chief Business Officer of the district for a term of employment from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2027. The Chief Business Officer shall be required to render 12 months of full and regular service to the district during each year covered by this contract, excluding 24 vacation days, 16 paid holidays, sick leave, and other approved leaves. Chief Business Officer's salary for the 2025 shall be paid at level 9, step 3 of the district's published management salary schedule. All other terms and conditions related to the salary, compensation, and fringe benefits remain the same. Do I have a motion? And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Voting, Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? And Member Stroh votes aye. Approval of employment contract for the following executive level employee of the district, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Craig Weblemo, is hereby reemployed by the board as Assistant Superintendent of Human Resource for the district for a term of employment from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2027. The Assistant Superintendent shall be required to render 12 months of full and regular service to the district during each year covered by this contract, excluding 24 vacation days, 16 paid holidays, sick leave, and other approved leaves. The Assistant Superintendent's salary for the 2025-2026 shall be paid at a level 9, step 4 of the district's published management salary schedule. All other terms and conditions related to salary compensation and fringe benefits remain the same. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? Further discussion? Being none, voting, Member Caputo,
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior, and Member Stroh votes aye. Approval of employment contract for the following executive level employee of the district, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Mark Halewood, is hereby reemployed by the board as the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services for the district for a term of employment from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2027. The Assistant Superintendent shall be required to render 12 months of full and regular service to the district during each year covered by this contract, excluding 24 vacation days, 16 paid holidays, sick leave, and other approved leaves. The Assistant Superintendent's salary for 2025 to 2026 shall be paid at level 10, step 4 of the district's published management salary schedule. All other terms and conditions related to salary compensation and fringe benefits remain the same. Do I have a motion? And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Being none, Member Caputo,
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior, and Member Stroh votes aye. Approval of employment contract for the following executive level employee of the district, Superintendent Ron McCowan. He is hereby reemployed by the board as the district superintendent for a term of employment from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2029. The superintendent shall be required to render 12 months of full and regular service to the district during each year covered by this contract, excluding 24 vacation days, 16 paid holidays, sick leave, and other approved leaves. All terms and conditions related to salary compensation and fringe benefits are unchanged for the superintendent. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second? Any discussion? Member Caputo?
Aye.
Member Kolb Senior? Member Stroh votes aye. Phew.
Good reading.
Advanced planning. Our next regular board meeting will be Thursday, August 14th, 2025. Adjourning of the meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Have a great July. And we will vote. Member Caputo, Member Kolb Senior, and Member Stroh. Member Caputo?
Yes. Aye.
Yes. And we are adjourned at 2:31. Okay. Sorry, you were following us. I saw you nodding off out there.